you kidding? I can be very persuasive. That's how I used to lure wayward sailors to their deaths with my siren song.
Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm translucent.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
That's right. Join the fight for translucent rights by leaving a like and clicking that red subscribe button down below. This Backlash has gone nuclear. It's become far more than just a meme. For a while there, it was funny. It was like, hey, ha ha ha. Like when it was announced, like Black Little Mermaid, I was like, well, of course, of course, that's of course. There's only one group of people that aren't allowed to have culture in this country, and we know who they are. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's Disney. We're creating our own stories out there. But now it would appear that Matt Walsh has taken things to the next level and formed the translucent rights movement on Twitter, and people are absolutely melting down. We're going to take a look at all this because it's absolutely hilarious. Hey, huge shout out, by the way, everyone. We did a little redesign on coffeebrandcoffee.com. This is my coffee company. We just are close to 2,000 5-star reviews now. We sell coffee, tea, and cocoa. We also have K-Cups. They've already started shipping. Promo code The Quartering will not only support the channel, but open up some delicious coffee, tea, or cocoa to you. We just launched our pumpkin spice, which is delicious. Our spiked jack-o'-lantern. We also have our double caffeinated. These three are all new. We've got our Roaster's Choice program. I would absolutely love it if you gave us a try today. I'll leave a link in the description. It goes directly to supporting the channel and other creators because I turn it around and I sponsor other creators and things like that. Now, in the original article here in the Daily Wire, it's been absolutely hilarious. Matt Walsh fishes in humorless media matters with joke about Little Mermaid casting. Matt Walsh is trending on Twitter again for convincing hapless media matters that he is deeply concerned about the rights of translucent individuals being represented by Disney's new live action, The Little Mermaid. The saga began when Media Matters journalist Jason Campbell shared a clip from Walsh's show on Wednesday featuring the podcaster complaining that it's unscientific to cast a black actress as Ariel in the new movie. From a scientific perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives in the deep ocean, the Daily Wire host said. I mean, if anything, not only should the Little Mermaid be pale, she should also be translucent. Walsh continued, saying the deep sea creatures are horrifying and like skeletons at the bottom of the ocean. That's true. Before continuing that he'd actually watch a version of the movie where he could see Ariel's skull through her face. Anyone accustomed to Walsh's deadpan humor immediately recognized the comment as a joke. However, Media Matters, the tax-exempt liberal organization whose mission it is to go after conservative news sites and other outlets, took it as truth and has been reaching out to the host for comment on what has become a parody campaign for the rights of translucent-skinned individuals. Quote, I said Ariel should be played by someone with translucent skin like a real deep-sea fish, and thousands of leftists took me seriously and are calling me racist because of it, Walsh shared later. I'm actually being accused of harboring racial favoritism for translucent people. I love it. This is great. When asked for comment from GRV Media on his recent remarks about mermaids, Walsh kept up the act, writing that he's long been an advocate for the rights of translucent people. Quote, I believe it's time we start giving these casting opportunities to the marginalized community. Translucent rights are human rights. Please include this entire statement in your report, Walsh replied to the request. Other Daily Wire podcast hosts also got in on the joke. I, for one, consider it phobic that Jason Campbell would question the scientific perspective of beloved LGBTQ children's author and gender studies scholar such as Matt Walsh blog. I'm sure Matt Walsh was absolutely serious when he suggested that the only scientifically accurate Little Mermaid would be a translucent skeletal gill-possessed being. You nailed him, Ben Shapiro wrote. absolutely disgusted by all this translucent phobia. The systemic forces against our see-through friends are simply unacceptable. Major outlets like Newsweek picked up on the story, acknowledging that Walsh was joking, but still accused him of being a racist for suggesting a translucent skinned person should play Ariel. Isn't it funny how it's like when you put it back on them, right? When you put it back on them, it's like they short circuit, and then they're like, racist. Ah. Sorry, I didn't sleep very much last night. I'm fighting the coof. My second bout with it in a year. It's it's much tamer this time around. And with each coffee, tea, and cocoa purchase, I get one more antibody. So, if 1,000 people buy coffee, tea, or cocoa today, I will definitely defeat the coof by tomorrow. Matt Walsh slammed for saying Black Little Mermaid isn't scientific. I mean, are you actually kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, you see here, and Danny DiPlacido says Disney's Little Mermaid backlash has reached insane heights. I would agree. Disney's latest live-action remake, The Little Mermaid, has been engulfed in controversy ever since casting of singer Halle Bailey was announced. While Disney's tepid remakes always receive criticism from nostalgic fans, this time the backlash is transparently about race, with all the negativity aimed at casting a non-white actress to play the mermaid. The film's trailer has been flooded with dislikes, 1.5 million. It's actually over 2 million dislikes now. It's a massive dislikes. Comment sections have exploded with absurd talking points defending the sanctity of the original Danish story, which Disney's original animated adaptation sanitized almost beyond recognition. But again, like I said, only one group of people is not allowed to have culture. I don't know if it's because, we've done as a group have done some bad things historically that we feel like, hey, we cannot protect our culture, we can't protect or if it's because these leftist talking points about like everything you've ever done has been stolen from other people. I'm not exactly sure. You see Linda Carter saying, people are mad that the Little Mermaid is black. The lady who's also a fish, who lives under the sea, whose best friend is a talking crab. Now, see, this is what I mean about gaslighting, right? Like, this is what I mean. Okay, then isn't it also true that your ridiculous, outrageous reaction to the rights of translucent people is also equally insane? You see Halle Bailey and Kerry Washington share supercuts of black girls watching the Little Mermaid teaser, She's Like Me. Okay, well, is that why you made the movie? What about, are you gonna also release a version of the Little Mermaid as Asian? As Middle Eastern? Are you going to release a version? I mean, like, is that the marketing you want to go with? This movie is for the black community only. This is why we made the movie. Because the movie would never survive if that was the only community that they wanted to go see it in the movie theater. You know that, right? Like, everyone knows that, right? That is not a big enough group of people to pander to have your movie make money. It's the whole reason why that other movie, The Woman King, they're coming out and like, if you don't see this, you're a racist. They're like literally trying to guilt people into seeing the movie. Like, I'm happy. And like, by the way, these kids that are like seeing this and being used as pawns, I feel bad for them. They just want to enjoy a movie about a mermaid. Like, these little kids, whatever color, black, brown, white, whatever, who are being used, like filmed and saying like, oh, looks like me. She looks like me. They shouldn't be brought into this. Like, we know why Disney did this. Of course we do. This is why. We talked about, Critical Drinker did a video about fan baiting, and that's exactly what this is. They're getting millions, tens of millions of dollars in free advertising by doing this, by spinning up the outrage machine. They knew what they were doing. Now, Halle Bailey can sing. I don't know if she can act, but again, it's a movie about a mermaid. You see this article in The Guardian, we're all losers in the woke v racist Little Mermaid culture war. I'd probably agree with that. So here we are. It's now impossible to remain neutral about The Little Mermaid. You're either oppressed to the idea that a mermaid might not necessarily always be white, or excited to watch it out of principle because you don't want the racist to win. It's one or the other. The lines have been drawn. And that means the film won't be properly evaluated on its merits until all the noise has died down, which won't happen till long after its release. And this is The Little Mermaid, for crying out loud. If the previous live-action Disney remakes are any indication, then it will barely even qualify as a film. It'll be a rote, loveless exercise in maintaining an existing IP, which won't hold a candle to the original. When was the last time you felt excited about seeing Guy Ritchie's Aladdin remake, or Tim Burton's Dumbo? A new live-action Pinocchio just dropped on Disney Plus, and I've yet to meet a single person able to summon even an atom of energy to watch it. There are plenty of legitimate reasons not to watch The Little Mermaid. To focus on the casting of the mermaid herself seems like an incredible waste of energy. To make matters worse, Jon Favreau's live-action Lion King remake already pointed to a solution that would have made everyone happy. The film was full of photorealistic digital animation. So if you remember, all the characters' entertainingly exaggerated facial expressions in the original were replaced with blankly unresponsive animals, just slightly opening and closing their mouths. And for this is the way Little Mermaid could have gone. Forget about the black actress and the white actress. Let's have a grotesque, scaly mutant as the lead. Let's have her claws, sharp teeth, and no hair, like the mermaid at the Hornium Museum. Let her trail a rope of poo behind her at all times. Let her be slowly, agonizingly ruined by the stuff we pour into the oceans. I mean, I wouldn't disagree. I'd probably go see that movie. This has been absolutely hilarious to watch, and it's kind of getting its like life of its own now. And you see Matt Walsh, I won't apologizing for advocating for the rights of the translucent. My work as an equity advocate often leads to pushback, but I'm never dissuaded. This community needs more visibility, especially when you can hardly see them when they're standing right in front of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like on it, and please do click that red subscribe button down below. Thanks to everyone who's checked out coffeebrandcoffee.com using promo code TheQuartering to save. Your purchase goes directly towards supporting the channel and getting some awesome, delicious, made here, right here in America, coffee, tea, or cocoa. Our catalog's expanding constantly, and we couldn't do it without you. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you again real soon.